Hello, seventh grade. We are ready for lesson 7 today. So today you're going to put all your research to use. You're going to begin to write your podcast script. You're going to work on the lead today. So the lead will be a narrative. And what story do you want it to tell? So I want you guys to go ahead and do your entrance ticket for today. I want you to do this independently, then work with an elbow partner, and then you guys can share out and talk as a class. So go ahead and pause the video and work on that now. All right, guys, so we have 2 learning targets today. The first one says, I can determine criteria for an effective narrative lead in a podcast. The second one says, I can write the narrative lead of a podcast script using effective techniques and relevant descriptive details. All right, guys, so let's, I've got a couple vocab words. If your teacher would pause the video now and go over narrative nonfiction with you. Okay, guys, and 2 more that I would love for your teacher to go ahead and pause the video and go over with you: formal English and informal English. Okay, guys, so we are ready to analyze a model. So I would never just set you guys loose and tell you to write something or create something without giving you a model or something to look at and kind of prepare your own after. So here we are going to look at the criteria of an effective narrative anchor chart. So I'm going to ask that your teacher pause the video and actually go through this with you, and you guys can have some discussion about this, and then come back to me when you're ready to move forward. All right, guys, so I've got a few questions for you. So what is the purpose of this section of the podcast? What type of writing is used in this section, and why is it effective to begin the script this way? So go ahead and turn and talk with a partner about these 3 questions now. All right, guys. So I want you guys also to pause the video and go through this narrative writing checklist. So as you begin drafting your lead in just a few moments, you're going to want to make sure that you have all of these things. So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you guys as a class to talk about each of these things now. All right, guys, so here we go on to the next thing. So here is our actual model podcast script, Story of the Epidemic of 1994. I'm going to ask that you guys read this as a class and you make annotations as you go. So what are characteristics of this model introduction? That is what you want to look for as you are reading this. That's the question that we want to be able to answer at the end. So go ahead and pause the video now, reading this aloud as a class, and being sure to make annotations in the margins, and then come back to me when you guys are ready to move forward. All right, guys, so it is now time for you to draft your own narrative lead based on the podcast model, based on the criteria anchor chart that we went over today. You're going to use all of those things, and based on the narrative checklist, I almost forgot that one. You're going to use all of those things in tandem together to write your own. So I'd like for you guys to take 15 minutes and start trying to draft a narrative lead. So go ahead and pause the video and work to do that now. All right, guys, I hope that was successful for everyone. We're now going to get in groups of 3, and you're going to share your best part in your current narrative lead. Consider what makes it the best and share it with the 3 people in the group with you. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. This is going to be the closing activity for today's lesson. Your teacher can certainly circulate the room, and you guys can have some discussion about this once you're finished in your triads, and I'll see you guys soon in lesson 8.